Hey guys, so 2 videos in one day hopefully. Maybe it might go tomorrow, I don't know, depends how I'm feeling. But yeah, so I thought I'd actually do a video on this because I had a few people ask me even though I made the post about it and stuff, and I just thought I'd go into more detail since I can actually speak about it. But in case you haven't guessed by the title or anything, basically this video is just designed to give you the best odds at pulling 5 stars, who are the best heroes to go for, if it's actually worth those odds, things like that. And if every hero is worth going for, if there's ones you should miss out on, which I'm telling you now that are some you can afford to miss out on and stuff. But anyway, the first thing I want to talk about, which makes it so much easier to decide if you're actually going to pull for heroes or not, is to look at their sort of summon rate chances. So this is a spreadsheet, and I'll link this below as well for anyone who doesn't follow my blog or anything. But essentially, this is a sheet I made which doesn't just account for any 5-star unit you can get on this, but for any single unit you can pull. So for those of you who aren't aware, they cleared the 5-star pool just for this summon session, which means at most there are only 12 5-star heroes and they each get part of the 5-star rate, which is roughly about 0.6 reoccurring percentage of a chance. So if you look at this list, all the ones in yellow are your 5 stars. Then as you can see, you have more chance of pulling a singular, well, at base, if you pulled every single colour, then the chance of getting a 5-star is somewhat higher than pulling, let's say, like a unit who only appears as a 4-star, like Roderick, for example. It's only marginally slightly better, and if you look at it in a sense of there's more 4-stars than 5-stars, then yeah, you're still going to pull for more 4-stars. But if anything, the characters which you pull the most of would be characters like Robin Male, who have 3-star variants as well. And it's just nice to sort of see what your odds do look like compared to all the other characters. And so when people say, oh, I pull tons of Inatas, this essentially tells you why. But just so you know, it all does check out. 34, but this is also, by the way, assuming percentage rate of, the past Hero Fest, where 3 stars would be 34% and the 5 stars are, no, the 4 stars are 58%. By God, imagine a 58% 5-star rate. But anyway, this also doesn't account for the 3 new hit units, Mia, Dorcas and Luke, mainly because we don't actually have any idea who goes down. If you go by the pattern of the trailers, Mia should go down, but Luke has kind of the weakest skill set. In my opinion, I feel like they're actually all going to stay 5 stars, kind of like the last Choose Your Legends banner, which makes the most sense. So to me, I just didn't include them, but no, it doesn't affect the rate that much. So, but anyway, this basically up here tells you your rates of pulling any one singular unit, like if you don't account 3, 4 and 5. So like there's 31 red units, 29 blue, 21 green and 27 colourless, which gives a total of 107. Then you've got all your 4 stars and your 3 stars, so you can see. But this doesn't say how many are 4 and 3 star, it's just saying how many are summonable in each bracket. Then that's just your percentage rates. Then this tells you the odds of, so if you was to do a full summon on every single circle, it tells you essentially the odds of summoning any one unit from any category. So for the 5 stars, if you're pulling 5 orbs each time, then you'll always have a 2% chance on each colour, regardless of what you pull on. However, the 4 and the 3 stars kind of vary a little bit, so it tends to be, if you have the highest 3% chance, then you also have the highest 4% chance. So, for example, red units, if you're pulling on all the colours in a summon, then it's a 16.9% chance to get a 4-star. However, if you're also pulling them, all of them, then it's also a 10% chance that you're going to pull a 3-star. And I know it doesn't look like it doesn't add up here, but it's the fact you take in the other colours as well, their chances, that sort of thing. So, as you can see, red has the highest 4-star chance, however 3-star wise it's also the lowest, so it's kind of a double-edged sword in that regard. However, if you take into account solo pulling, which you basically do by taking how many units there are in each colour, dividing it by, I believe, I did it by, what did I do it by? Yeah, how many is in each bracket, and then timesing that result by 100, you'll get your percentage rate of pulling units in that specific colour. Also, NiPi, don't do that. So, as you can see, actually, if you was to only pull red orbs, then your chances of getting a 3-star are 48%, 0.3. Well, 0.4 if you round it up. However, the chances of getting a 4-star are roughly going to look like 90-ish%. But the chance to get a 5-star is actually 9%. Now, the reason these two don't add up is because this includes all the units in the 3-star. This is basically saying pulling any 3-star unit. This is saying any 3-star plus 4-star unit. If you want just the chance of pulling a unit which can only appear at 4 stars, you have to minus this number from that one. But yeah, then the 5-star tells you what your percentage is for pulling a 5-star red unit, which, as you can see, isn't actually 8% but 9.7%, which is considerably bigger. But of course, the other pull sizes affect them as well, and the same kind of rule follows from the last thing, where the higher the 3-star chance, typically the lower your other chances are going to be. The only exception to this is colourless, which has the second highest, but also has the, well, I guess it's technically, but it's a bigger jump than the others. But yeah, so last place, the worst colour to pull if you just want 5 stars is the red category. Then it's blue, followed by a 10.4% chance. Green is the best colour to pull if you just want 5 stars, and that's because it's got considerably a less amount of heroes. So that is a 14.3% chance. And then finally, colourless is the best colour, well, second best colour to pull for 5 stars at 11.1%, meaning it's not a colourless hell as it originally seemed. But yeah, so essentially it then comes down to, are those units worth it or are they not? So if I go over to here, yeah, close that. This is just so I can actually get up what I wrote about them. But yeah, so essentially your red pull for your 5 stars tends to be, well, it's going to be Celica, Ira and Ike. I'm going to say it now, all 3 of them are fantastic units. Celica is an excellent offensive red mage who can do defense. Ira is the best sword unit in the game in my opinion, and Ike in general is just an amazing unit. He's on par with sort of Ryoma and how they function in that. They all also have exclusive A skills if you're looking for skill fodder, being, well, they're not technically exclusive, but you get what I mean. Celica's got distant defense, Ira has Swift Sparrow, and Ike has Heavy Blade. They're all premium skills to give off, however, in the case of Ira and Celica, I would kind of argue, is it actually worth it to sacrifice them in order for a skill? Like, would somebody else essentially be better? As for Ike though, sometimes it's worth justifying sacrificing Heavy Blade off to somebody, but otherwise, if you get any one of these red units, they are very good. They've each roughly got around a 3% chance if you're pulling just the red orbs. So it's honestly worth going for them. Like, if you enjoy these characters, fair enough. If you're not a fan of any of these characters or don't enjoy them and you just want 5 stars, avoid Redstones. They have the worst pull rate out of all the other categories. It is literally red hell this time. Looking on, we have the blue units, which the blue units have the second lowest pull rate and arguably the worst units. Basically, they have the new unit for Fjorm, or I don't know how exactly you say it, Fjorm, but she is essentially a brand new unit and she's got 5 skills as well. If I remember right, it's attack and defense bond, which gives her +5 attack and defense. Her lance lets her counter from any distance. She's got an ice mirror, which I don't know how much that did to the unit. I think it's like it completely nullifies damage or something. I don't know exactly. But yeah, and then there's oh my god, what was her other skills? She's got attack, she's got the attack drive skill, and then she's got something else, but it's not like the be all end all of skills, essentially, is what I'm saying. You've then got Spring Xander, who is generally very bad as a horse unit. Like, he's kind of cool because he's a limited edition character who's coming back. Same with Bridal Sheila. Bridal Sheila, essentially, her gimmick is that she's incredibly fast and has a lot of res, but her attack is kind of poor. However, that's easily fixed with a Blah Blade. So if I rated these units, Fajulum's obviously the best one, then Bridal Sheila, then Spring Xander. However, the thing which makes me say don't pull on blue is if you're just looking for good 5 stars, then Fjorm is obviously a really good one. However, you get her for free anyway from doing the first chapter of Book 2, which means the only reason to summon blue is for limited edition units. And if you don't care for them, or if you've already got them, then just please stay clear of blue. Unless you've fallen in love with the Ice Princess already, then that's the only reason to go for it. But it is essentially, like, it's the trap colour, I'm not gonna lie. Like, it's got a better rate than red, yes. However, the heroes in it are just kind of meh. The only reason I'd be pulling on blue myself is for Bridal Sheila, and if I get Spring Xander, I still need one. So it's a nice extra. But otherwise, though, there's not much reason. The only other reason I can think of is Xander's B skill, but even then, you can get them on the Halloween units at the moment. And I think that's why they picked Xander and Camilla out of the spring units rather than Lucina and Crom, because they've got those exclusive skills and it makes them look a bit more better. But yeah, definitely it's the weakest colour to pull in my opinion. I would avoid blues if you can. Then we have the green units, and the green units are actually pretty decent. Like, you've got Spring Camilla, Deirdre and Hector. Hector, I'm not going to go into too much about him. Everyone knows how good Hector is. Like, and he's great distant counter fodder if you need it. Deirdre is an excellent green mage. However, the thing is, when this banner comes out, we're also getting the weapon forgery thingy. And Julia is going to get Divine Naga, which might make Deirdre somewhat redundant. We don't know exactly how it's going to affect the meta game. But my bet is Deirdre will still be better for tanking, but Julia is going to be better for offensive play. And it basically means if you've got a Julia already, you kind of don't need Deirdre. But yeah, she's still a great unit, and she's a speed pulley fodder as well. So then finally the Spring Camilla. She is limited edition unit, which makes it worth pulling green anyway if you don't have her. But then she's also the only flying unit who I would say has a viable counter against bows, being Ingron Raven, because the other two flying mages can't really run it without dying to some of them. But she can afford to run it due to having amazing defense. So I would say it's definitely worth pulling green. It's got the highest pull rate out of all of them. Like, I think it's a 5% chance of getting any one of these heroes since it's 15%. So yeah, definitely pull green. Like, if you're just going for 5 stars, pull green. Like, I cannot stress this enough. But yeah, then the final colour is the clear units, who, as I stated in my last video, I put clear because I know there were people who argue over colourless or grey with the U and me being British, but you've got 3 units being Jenny, Braylon and Bridal Cordelia. Literally, this is the best offensive banner to pull on. Well, the best colour. I'm not even kidding. It's 11%, which roughly equals to around, I want to say just under 4% for each of them. But here's the thing, technically to me, all I see is it's a big whopping 7.5% for a archer who are both S+ tier archers. Like, Bravelyn has the horse and she can literally destroy anyone. Bridal Cordelia has the highest offensive spread for any archer in the game. Her only weakness now is that she's infantry. And then there's Jenny, who, like, she's not the best healer, but she comes with Raffle Staff, which is probably the main reason she's there. But if you get any of these, be happy. I'm not even kidding. If I was you, I would definitely pull on colourless as well. If anything, I would say colourless is the best colour to pull, just for the Brave Bow units. The only reason I would say not to pull on them is because, like, it's colourless. The other heroes in the pool are generally kind of bad. Like, you risk the chance of getting a lot of healers. And if you've already got a Brave Bow user who you're happy with, but I'm not gonna lie, If you're trying to get feathers and stuff, also I just realised my music went off. Let me turn that back on. But no, if you've already got Brave Bow, I would argue get another one, because to get feathers and stuff, the best way is hero merit, right? Now, if you're maxing out something like Tempest Trials, you can easily get any archer to 3000 hero merit, like, through Tempest Trials. Like, last time I did Leon. The time before that was Bravelyn, and the time before that was Bridal Cordelia. That's how I essentially went about it. This time I'm planning to do Ainz through the Tempest Trials, so I can just get 3000 hero merit and get a ton of feathers. So I'm saying if you're lacking archers, get one, because archers are great for Tempest Trials, and you could easily get, 6,000 feathers by doing it. And if it's something you're doing for orbs and stuff anyway, then it's worth it in my opinion. But yeah, so with all the colours, I would say best one to pull is definitely colourless, then greens, then reds, then blues. That is how I prioritise it. Unless you love a certain character in a pool, then go for that colour first. But like the special units, they kind of influence it. The only reason I put green above red is because despite red having better units in my opinion, the green unit just has such a incredibly high pull chance. I think it's stupid not to pull on green. Like, the only time though I would say don't like specifically colour pick is once you get pull a 5-star, pull the rest of the colours. I wouldn't like care too much, because the chances are you are likely going to get something. So, but yeah, that is what your odds look like. It's better to colour pick. Again, order for colour picking is green, colourless, blue then red, but your priority I would say, which makes them worth it, would be colourless, green, red then blue. But yeah, so unless you need the limited edition units and you're kind of OCD about it, then just go for what you need. But that is my advice on it. And I will say this, if anyone wants to help me pull for more Bridal Cordelias, because I love her so much, and that, please help me out. I'll leave a link in the description. No. But no, like, personally, anyone who's asking me, I'm pulling, well, ideally I want Bridal Cordelias. I don't mind if I get Bravelyns. I want a Bridal Kada badly, like Sheila. She's amazing. Like, I will dive into blue just for that. And once I've got one, I'll be happy, because I love bridal units in general. I think bridal dresses are incredibly pretty, and I'm gay for them. But, other units, the greens I'm actually not too fussed about. I might go for Camilla. I don't know yet. I would like some more Celicas, because I really enjoy using Celica, and Iris as well. But besides that, I'm not too fussed about anyone else. Like, if I get Spring Xander, that's totally cool, because I need one as well. So, but yeah. Anyway, that's it for this video, and I will see you guys sometime soon. Anyway, bye-bye.